be here.
Yeah, happy to take your class.
Oh, thanks. Oh, it's working. Yay. Hi, how are you? Good morning. How are you? Good. Yes. Oh. Is it working? I think it's working. On my end, it's working. So. That's a pre-recorded class. Yeah.
Because I was like, what?
Yeah.
She has a mask on? I didn't even
Yeah.
see her
I'm
walk
like,
in.
what's happening?
I didn't even see her come in yet.
So how do I get to the live? Because I thought it was this one.
Yeah, click on
okay.
that.
Oh, there we go. Testing. It might take a second. I know that there's like a lag on it too.
Yeah, I've never played with this thing.
Well, the video's on.
The video's on. That's a good start.
Right.
And it's not blurry like last time I tried to put this together. So that's the first win.
We'll see.
Okay. I'll double check upstairs that the receiver is working. Testing, testing. It sounds like. Oh, okay, great. You all can hear me. I can see that in the chat. As you get settled, we'll do 2 blocks of blankets, strap, and therapy balls. We'll get started shortly. I think I successfully got the live stream working this time. So win for me. First win of the day. I know, right? Last time was not successful, so we're already improved. folks online, can you just give me some indication in the chat that the audio is still working? Thank you, Sarah, online. We'll get started in just a moment. Hey, Elise, how are you? Good, thanks.
It's like we're using all the tools.
All the tools today, yes.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
All right. How's everybody feeling this morning? Good.
I also take a bolster and a blanket.
Bolster's optional, but blanket, definitely. So this is kind of the time of the summer. I was just talking with Natalie about this, where it starts to feel a little bit like we're tired. Like there's a lot going on in general, like in life, in the world. And this is, I mean, this is what the dog days of summer are. It's like when things are really just like starting to be a lot. And this practice is a really good place to be able to slow things down a little bit and really like come back to center when everything else is so chaotic and energized around us. I don't know if any of you were out on the pier with me on Thursday, but it was kind of like the metaphor for life right now. We were on Ray Street Pier and there was a metal band playing on Cherry Street Pier, and we were competing sounds. Oh, you were there at the metal band. And so the metal band was playing, I was trying to teach yoga, Patco was going by, there was a massive barge coming down the river honking at us. And it just was like, you know what, like that's it sometimes. That's where we're at. And it's really a good reminder of like, where do we go when things are just all over the place, when things are so chaotic? And like, how is it that we can stabilize and still find center and that focus when everything's being thrown at you? And with that, today we're gonna be working on some binds. And binds are a really great way of being able to kind of orient your body in space. And when you bind yourself to yourself, you're making less space, essentially, in your body. But by giving yourself a little bit of feedback, of that ability to like feel where the body is with that feedback of a little bit less space, you're able to find deeper connection to your center, deeper connection to your breath, and to be able to expand more from that capacity of your breath, knowing where that boundary, where your edges are. And it's kind of like the idea of, you know, if you've ever used a weighted blanket, just like having that feedback of something like, oh, this is where my body is in space, and like this helps to kind of center and ground, even though there's a lot of other stuff going on. So we'll be working on some binds today, and always like give or take what you need, leave what you don't. This practice is one where it's optional. We always say that feel free to take any rest, hydration, spectate, whatever it is that you need in this moment. Like sometimes we need to push ourselves a little bit more and get that fiery practice. Sometimes we need to take a step back and just allow ourselves to observe and breathe. So take what you need, leave what you don't. I'll say maybe a lot. Maybe you want to do this. Maybe you want to do that. You can stay here, or you can do this. And that's not because I'm indecisive. It's because I want you to decide for yourself what's best for your body. Because it'll be different day to day, side to side, different based off of what you drank last night, whether it be water or anything else. And like the weather patterns too can really like put a weird, thing in your head, especially as we get into some balancing postures. And so really take the time to find what it is that you need in this practice. And with that being said, are there any other requests, poses, extra TLC to any body parts, anything you all need? Neck and shoulders, yeah, totally. Easy on wrist, yeah, definitely. Anything else? All right, let's start on our backs with your heads facing towards the front of the room, feet facing towards the back of the room. And as you come to lay on your back, take a moment here to arrive in this space. This space on your mat is one that you can come back to time and time again, almost as like a sanctuary or a haven of coming home, coming back to your breath. And as you arrive in this space, take a moment to orient yourself, feeling the ground that holds you up, the temperature of the air in your skin, any noises like the air conditioning, the fans, my voice in the background. And feel your breath in your body. And without changing or manipulating your breath too much here to start, notice that space where your breath hovers between your inhale and your exhale. I know for me it's a little bit higher in my chest, closer to my throat. Yours might be similar, or yours might be a little bit deeper into your rib cage or your belly. Taking a moment to notice what your baseline is without judgment. And after a couple of those unchanged breaths, start to deepen. Let your breath come in through your nostrils, down into your belly, filling up through your heart. And let your exhale come up and out through the crown of your head as your shoulders settle and soften. And take a few of those deep belly breaths on your own in this space together, where each breath comes in, down, and wide to fill you up. And each exhale helps you ground, soften into the lap of the earth. Each breath that you take dissolves the morning that has been, the weekend that has been, and it helps you to arrive here. And each breath that you take makes space for what has yet to come. Your breath is an entryway to begin again and again. and an opportunity to check in with yourself, to notice how you feel, where you feel it. And this beauty of the practice is that we can be breathing together as a collective and feel that collective energy, the prana amongst us. And we can all breathe at different paces in the same way that we can move together as a collective, and we can move differently. With your breath, not my voice, take another nice deep inhale in, let it fill you up. And an exhale to let it all go. 2 more just like that. And at the bottom of your exhale, pause for a moment to notice the difference that comes when you listen for and remember your breath. And now keeping that connection unwavering, can slowly start to blink open your eyes. And when you're ready, bend your knees, bring your feet onto the floor. And from here, with your feet on the floor, hips width distance apart, toes pointed towards the back of the room, reach your fingertips towards your heels just to ensure that you can just brush the backs of your heels here. And if you can't, bring your feet in, your heels a little bit closer to your tush. And from here, bend your elbows, bring your hands to face one another across your heart, and wriggle your shoulder blades together as if you're propping up your heart here. We're going to start with a couple of pulsing bridges. These are not going to be the deepest bridges of your practice, but just a way to help to wake up the spine and get moving. So as you come into this bridge setup, with your inhale, root down through your heels, and with your exhale, press through your heels to shift the hips up to come into bridge pose. Take a full round of breath. With your exhale, slowly start to bring your hips back towards the earth. And then with your inhale, press through the heels to lift the hips. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale, lower the hips, nice and slow with your breath. The next time that you come through your bridge pose, pause there, root down through your heels. As you're lifting the hips, you might be able to wriggle your shoulder blades back and together a little bit more. As you root down through the center back of your skull and press down through your feet, shift your weight over into your right foot and start to come up off of your left heel, kind of like you're wearing a stiletto heel. You can stay here, or maybe you lift your left foot off of the floor and stomp your foot back towards the back wall and keep your knees parallel. So your left foot is reaching back at a diagonal as you root down through your right foot and lift through the hips. Hug your thighs towards one another. One more breath here. Exhale, lower your left foot down, lower your hips down, and take a breath. With your next inhale, root down through your heels, press back up through your your bridge. As you root down through the heels, wriggling your shoulder blades back and together. Hug your thighs towards one another as if there's a block in between them. And then shift your weight over into your left heel and start to lift your right heel like you're wearing a stiletto heel. And you might stay here playing with this asymmetry, or lift your right foot, flex your right foot as you press the sole of your foot towards the back wall. Root down through your left heel to press through your leg and squeeze your left glute. One more breath here. Exhale to lower. With your inhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and come into supine pigeon. Flex your right foot and press your right knee and thigh away from you. You can stay here, or you can interlace your hands behind your left leg and lift your left foot. Finding your deep belly breath here. If you have your left foot lifting, lower it down. And keeping that figure four, you can bring your hands out to a T or cactus. And with your exhale, both knees fall over to the right. So it's a supine twist with a bind. Your right outer ankle is crossed over your left thigh. If this is too much on your low back, you can always take this unbound. But feel what it's like to gently press your ankle into thigh, thigh into ankle. That'll help engage through your left side body and root your left sit bone back and down. Release the bind, and with your inhale, bring your knees back through center. And we'll switch sides, this time coming into supine pigeon on your left side. Left ankle over your right thigh, flex your left foot, and press your left knee and thigh away from you. You might even use your hand to literally press your thigh away from you. Again, you can stay here, there's plenty to do, or you can interlace your hands behind your right thigh and lift your right foot. If your foot's lifted, go ahead and lower it down. Keeping that bind, arms come out to a T or cactus, and with your exhale, both knees fall over to the left. Again, you might press ankle into thigh, thigh into ankle to help find some engagement here. And then with your exhale, release the bind. Inhale to bring your knees back through center. And then find your strap. With your knees bent, feet on the floor, bring your right knee in towards your chest, and then loop your strap around the big toe ball mound of your right foot. Flex your right foot and press your right heel up towards the ceiling to come into Supta Padangusthasana. Give yourself enough slack so you can bring your elbows all the way down onto the earth on either side of your spine, of your rib cage, just like we were doing in bridge pose. And flex your right foot, press your right heel towards the ceiling. You might stay here with the left knee bent foot on the floor, or you can extend your left leg long. But wherever you're at, root down through the center back of your skull, root down through your hips, and keep that with your exhale as you press through your right heel towards the ceiling and press your right thigh back towards the wall behind you. Bring both sides of the strap over into your right hand. Bring your left hand to your left hip bone as a reminder to keep that left hip rooting down into the earth. And with your exhale, open your right foot out to the right. Flex your right foot, press your right heel towards the wall with the staircase behind it. Inhale to bring your leg back through center. And then for a quick switcheroo, we're going to bring your left foot up into the strap and your right foot down to switch sides. Flex your left foot, press your left heel towards the ceiling. And breathe into what can't be seen, but what can definitely be felt here. Again, you can stay with your right knee bent foot on the floor, or you can extend the leg long, whatever your preference is. Again, one's not better than the other, they're just a little bit different. So take what you need, leave what you don't. Bring both sides over into the left hand this time. Your right hand comes to your right hip crease, and with your exhale, open your left foot out to the left. Flex through your left foot, press your left heel away from you towards the brick wall, and try to keep engaged through your right side body as well, rooting through your right heel into the mat and pressing the top of your right thigh towards the mat. Inhale, bring your left leg back through center, and then release the strap. Roll onto your favorite side and make your way to tabletop position on all fours. As you come into your table, feel free to pad your knees as you need to here. Your wrists are right underneath your shoulders, shoulder width distance apart. Pointer fingers pointed straight ahead or turned just a little bit out. And then take a peek at your knees. You want them to be about hips width distance apart, right underneath your hips, or a knee print behind. Again, giving yourself extra space as you need it. With your next inhale, drop your belly towards the mat, shoulder blades up and back as you lift your gaze for cow. Exhale, press down through the palms. Tuck your chin, round your back for cat. Take a few rounds here of your cat-cow, linking breath and movement. And feel free to take any organic movements like hip circles, stretching back towards puppy, child's pose, moving in ways that feel meaningful, that feel good, help you connect with your breath. The next time that you come through center and table, neutral spine, pause there. Walk your hands about 2 or 3 handprints out in front of you and 1 handprint wider. With your inhale, press down through your palms and exhale to shift your hips up and back to let your forehead start to come towards the mat for puppy pose. Your forehead might hover, it might come all the way down to the mat. But you're trying to stack your hips over your knees here in puppy pose rather than bring your hips to your heels, which is child's pose. So it's like downward facing dog in your upper body and table in the lower body. If at any point in this practice downward facing dog doesn't feel great for any reason, know you can always come to puppy pose. After your next breath, Walk your hands back towards your tabletop position. Stretch your right leg back behind you and tuck your toes on the mat. Left leg reaches back to meet the right to come into a plank pose. Your shoulders are stacked right over your wrists, lifting through your heels. And with your exhale, shift your hips up and back to come to your first downward facing dog. You can pedal it out a little bit side to side. Noticing how you feel, where you feel it. You've done a little bit of work already, so take a moment to notice how it feels. And then as you come towards more relative stillness in your downward facing dog, have a bend in your knees here and energetically hug your inner hands towards one another as if you could crinkle the mat in between them. Keep that with your inhale as you root down through your hands and feet to lift your hips as high as you can. And keep that as you tuck your ribs back towards your spine and exhale to press the tops of your thighs back towards the wall behind you. This might allow your heels to come in the direction of the mat, a little less bend in the knees. And breathe here. With your next inhale, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. And exhale to fold. You can bend your knees as much as you need to bring your hands to blocks or the floor. You can grab opposite elbows and dangle a little bit side to side. Breathing into your back body here. From here, halfway lift with your next inhale. And stay here as you bring your hands to interlace behind your head. And your thumbs come right to the space where your skull and your neck meet. So right at that top of your neck. Elbows will start wide and then bring them in just a little bit more narrow. And gently press your head back into your hands to find some engagement through your back body in this bind. Root down through your heels, squeeze your glutes. And then with your next exhale, press down through your feet to rise all the way to stand. Release the hands out to the side. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Reach up, stretch up. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands, take it back to a plank. A full round of breath here in your plank. And then with your exhale, root down through your hands. Reach your heart forward past your fingertips. And exhale through chaturanga, lowering down to the mat. Untuck your toes, shoulder blades up and back as you lift into cobra. The tops of your feet press down, hug your thighs towards one another. And as you inhale, hug your hands towards one another and energetically drag your hands towards your feet. As you exhale, reach your heart forward. One more breath here. And then with your exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. With your next inhale, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. And exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise. Fingertips reach up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Find one of your blocks and place it in between your thighs here, closer to your knees than to your crotch. And as you come into this Tadasana with the block between your thighs, root down through your heels, lift and spread your toes. So lift the toes and then one toe at a time, starting from your pinky toe all the way to your big toe, one at a time. Place it on the mat. Keep that as you keep a little tiny bend in the knees. Hug the block in between your thighs and root your sit bones towards your heels. It'll help tilt the pelvis slightly here. Shoulder blades up, back, and together as you reach the crown of your head up and overhead. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Reach up, stretch up. And then bring your hands out in front of you. Cross your right arm over your left and give yourself a hug. And from here, as you inhale, notice how when you inhale, you can lift from your armpits. Keep that as you exhale. Maybe you bring the backs of your hands to touch or the fronts of your hands to touch to come into eagle arms. Hug the block in between your thighs. As from your armpits to lift the elbows. And with your exhale, hinge at the hips to just give a little slide forward. Inhale to lift from the armpits. Exhale, hinge. Hug the block one more time. Inhale, lift from the elbows, from the armpits. Exhale, hinge. Release the arms. Inhale to reach up, stretch up. Exhale, arms come back out in front of you, and we'll switch sides. Left arm on top. Again, start by feeling that action of inhaling to lift the arm. Inhale, lift from your armpits. And exhale to hinge forward. Sit bones reach back and down. Inhale, lift from the armpits. Exhale to hinge. One more. And then release. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands. And 1 foot at a time with the block between your thighs, walk it back to a plank. Your knees can be up or down in your plank. Hug the block in between your thighs. And keep that as you exhale. Bend your elbows, reach your heart forward through chaturanga to come all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. You might need to wriggle the legs a little bit to come flush with the block. Hug the block here as you press through the tops of your feet and inhale to rise through your cobra. Hug the block, tops of the feet press down, shoulder blades up and back. Hug the hands towards one another and energetically drag them towards your feet. And then with your exhale, roll over your knees, put the block off to the side, and make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale to reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. Spin both feet over to the left side of your mat. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Find your strap here. You're going to bring the strap to your sacrum, that base of your spine. Hands face up towards the sky. You can bring your hands wide on the strap, more narrow, or if you don't need the strap, you can interlace your hands at your sacrum. Wherever you're at, pull your hands apart to bring your shoulder blades up, back, and together. And with your exhale, fold into the self. Pull the strap apart. And as you inhale, hug your feet towards one another to bring engagement up your legs into the core of your pelvis. And keep that as you press down through your feet, hinge at the hips to fold into the self. You can stay here, or you can start to lift your hands up and overhead. Wherever you're at, you're pulling the strap or your hands apart. And press the tops of your thighs back towards the wall behind you. With your exhale, slowly release the strap, put it off to the side. And bring your hands onto the floor here for a halfway lift. Shoulder blades up and back. Root down through your feet and hug your feet towards one another. And then from here, bring your hands to interlace behind your head. Same as before, bring your elbows in more narrow. Press head into hands, hands into head, and with your next exhale, press down through your feet to rise all the way to stand. Whew. Arms come out to a T. Turn your right toes towards the top of your mat, and with your exhale, bend through your front knee to come into Warrior Two. Feel free to spread your stance here. If you need to walk that back foot back to give yourself more space, then do that here. Hug your feet towards one another with your inhale to bring engagement up your legs into the core of your pelvis, and keep that as you root through your feet. Reach up through the crown of your head and maybe descend another inch into your front thigh. With your exhale, bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Reach your left fingertips up and overhead to come into extended side angle. And from here, bring your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh and feel what it's like to press elbow into thigh, thigh into elbow to find a little bit of stability and tension of opposites here. As you inhale, hug your feet towards one another, and exhale to lean back on your shoulders to reach your heart forward and up. From here, bring your right hand down to a block inside the right foot, and then press through your front heel to straighten your leg to come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Left fingertips can either stay on your hip or can reach overhead. Wherever you're at, take a peek at your right toes, ensure they're pointed straight ahead, and your right knee is tracking more or less over the second and third toe here. And as you press down with your right hand into the block, reach past your left fingertips and notice how that engagement helps to bring shoulder blades up and back. With your exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot, lift through your back heel, and step it back to downward facing dog. Take a moment, check it out side to side. Notice how you feel, where you feel it. Inhale to reach your left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. This time you're going to bring your blocks with you as you pivot both feet over to the other side of the mat for your wide-legged forward fold. And with blocks either on their medium height, lowest height, or no height, you're going to bring your left hand on the block right in front of your face. And from here, press down through your left hand, reach your right fingertips up and overhead. Start to turn your right palm towards the wall with the staircase, and then rotate the palm to face me at the front of the room. And then bend your right elbow to bring the back of your right hand to your left outer hip for a half bind. Root down through your left palm, shoulder blades up and back as you reach your heart to the right. After your next breath, with your inhale, reach your arm back up overhead and then back down to the block, and we'll switch sides. Right hand to right block. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up and overhead, rotate that palm counterclockwise, and then bend your left elbow to bring the back of your left hand to your right outer hip. Notice if this left shoulder wants to drop forward. Keep plugging your left shoulder up and back as you lean back on the back of your heart. Even here, hug your feet towards one another and press your throat back behind you to open up through your heart. Inhale to unwind. Bring hands back onto blocks. And then from here, root down through your feet. Hug your feet towards one another. Bring your hands to the center back of your skull. Your thumbs are right at that crease where your neck and your skull meet. Hug the elbows towards one another. And with your exhale, squeeze the glutes as you press head back into hands, like you're pressing back into a headrest. Nice. Arms come out to a T. Turn your left toes towards the top of your mat and exhale into your warrior two. As you inhale, hug your feet towards one another. And as you exhale, press down through your feet, reach up through the crown of your head, reach back with your right fingertips to stack shoulders over your hips, and then descend through your front thigh. With your exhale, bring left elbow to left thigh, reach your right fingertips up and overhead for extended side angle. From here, bring your left elbow inside of the left thigh and press elbow into thigh, thigh into elbow. Notice the ability to engage with that outer hip here. And then find one of your blocks, place it underneath your left hand. Your right hand can stay on your hip or can reach overhead as you press through your left heel to straighten your leg to come into triangle pose. Take a peek at your left toes. Ensure they're pointed straight ahead. And your left knee is tracking over your second and third toe. Root down through your heels and energetically hug your feet towards one another. And keep that as you press down through your left hand, reach past your right fingertips and lean back on your shoulders. With your exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot. Lift your back heel, step it back to downward facing dog. Option can be to take a linking vinyasa here, if and as you like. Inhaling to come forward to your plank. Exhaling through chaturanga. Inhaling for cobra. And back to downward facing dog. Always optional, never required. You can always take these moments of transition to rest, to hydrate, whatever it is that you need. As you inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale through chaturanga all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, lower your chest down. Make a pillow with your hands and rest in full pranam. Take a few breaths here. And notice how when you take deep belly breaths here, in this orientation to gravity where your belly's on the mat, how this actually helps create more expansion through your back body for your breath. You'll feel the back of your ribs expand, your shoulders expand as you breathe. From here, prop yourself onto your forearms like a little kid watching TV. And then bring your left forearm across the top of your mat so it's parallel with the short edge of your mat. Right hand next to your heart, and roll your right shoulder up and back, plugging your right shoulder back into the socket. Keep that as you bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand for your right foot to come into half frog. Press down through your forearm. And hug your thighs towards one another here. As you kick foot into hand, hand into foot. And as you get into this thigh stretch, try to stabilize through your left side of your body by pressing the top of your left foot down into the mat and pressing your pelvis into the mat. One more breath here. And then with your exhale, slowly release. And we'll switch sides. Right forearm across your mat, left hand next to your heart. Plug your left shoulder up and back. And then bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand for your left foot. Flex your left foot, press foot into hand, hand into foot. And same thing, stabilizing through that right side of your body. Press to the top of your right foot. Press down through your pelvis. Press down through your forearm as you kick foot into hand, hand into foot. One more breath here. And then with your exhale, slowly release. Make a pillow with your hands and rest. If you were resting on one cheek, maybe you switch to the other cheek this time. Then after your next breath, reach your arms out long on either side of you, palms face down. We're going to come through a couple rounds of locust here. First option will be a half locust, so keeping the feet, the legs rooted onto the earth, and then we'll take the full locust after that. So for the half locust, arms out long on either side of you on your mat, tent up onto your fingertips, and roll your shoulders up and back. You'll feel your chest, your head lift. Press down through the tops of your feet. Hug your thighs towards one another. Your knees and your thighs will come off of the mat. Then with your next inhale, lift from your biceps to lift the arms to hover here. Your gaze is neutral, just a little bit past your mat. Shoulder blades up and back as you inhale, lift from the heart, lift from your backs of your arms. And as you exhale, press down through the tops of your feet. Reach the crown of your head forward and up. One more breath here. And then exhale to release. Whew. Make a pillow with your hands. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side. If you've got any low back stuff going on when you get into like back bends like this, always, if you have that low back pain, you can keep the tops of your feet pressing into the earth and go for the half locust, okay? The next one we'll try is the full locust. So if you want to come into that full locust, bring your arms out long on either side of you. Same setup either way. Starting with the half locust as you press down through the tops of your feet, tent your fingertips and roll your shoulder blades up and back and lift from the inner arms to hover. Press down through the tops of your feet, shoulder blades up and back. Reach the crown of your head forward. You can stay here, there's plenty to do. Or with your next inhale, lift from your inner thighs to lift the legs to come into your full locust. Reach the crown of your head forward, your neck is long. Lift from your inner thighs, lift from your triceps to lift the heart. And as you exhale, reach past your toes, reach past the crown of your head. One more breath, and then exhale to release. Make a pillow with your hands. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side. Reach your legs long. We're going to come through one more variation of locust. This one's going to be a bind. So just like we did in your forward fold, you're going to bring your strap across your sacrum, that base of your spine, and either interlace your hands or take that strap. Again, as wide or as narrow as you need that strap to be in order to bring your shoulder blades up, back, and together. Keep a nice little bend in your elbows here. Don't lock out the arms. We'll start in that half locust variation. Press down through the tops of your feet, shoulder blades up and back, and lift the strap away from your sacrum. Pull the strap apart, and notice how when you pull the strap or your hands apart, it helps to lift your heart. Reach your strap towards your heels, shoulder blades up and back. You might stay here pressing the tops of your feet into the earth, or maybe you lift from the inner thighs to lift the legs for bound locust. Reach the crown of your head forward, reach past your toes, lift your biceps 1 more inch, and exhale to lower. Make a pillow with your hands, rest on your opposite cheek, bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side. And then bring your hands to frame your heart as we set up for cobra. Root down to the tops of your feet, legs long, shoulder blades roll up, back, and together. Press down through the tops of your feet, and with your inhale, lift your heart. Notice if your cobra feels any different this time. And with your exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale to reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. You can have hands on blocks or on the floor here as you set up in your lunge. Hug your feet towards one another, lifting through your back heel nice and high. And then as you feel stable with your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Reach past your fingertips, reach up, stretch up. Then find a little bit of buoyancy in your left knee. With your next inhale, spring forward, take as many steps or hops as you need to for one-legged mountain. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, sit back and down to come into pigeon chair. As you flex your left foot, press your left knee out to the left and back behind you. Sit bones reach back and down, heart reaching forward and up, and sit a little deeper. Inhale back to that one-legged Tadasana, balancing on your right foot. Flex your left foot. Hands can be overhead or at heart center here. As you bring left heel to left butt cheek, hinge forward. Heart leads the way. Hinge forward, heart leads the way. Heel to butt cheek, heel to butt cheek. And then when you get to that hinge point where you can't go any further, press your left heel back towards warrior 3. Stomping through the wall behind you, and bend through your front knee and dismount. Ta-da! Lower your hands, take it back, downward facing dog. Embracing the wobbles as we go. Take a moment to lower your knees, sit back on your heels. Any questions on that transition from the crescent lunge to the pigeon chair to the one-legged Tadasana to the warrior 3 and back? It's wobbly, right? Like you're doing a lot of stuff. We're really working to kind of like work that standing leg. And it's a lot to do. And you're balancing, you're doing a hip opener, then you're really lengthening through your warrior pose. And like, you can fall out of it. We all do sometimes. It's a wobbly place to be. Any questions before we do the other side? All right, downward facing dog. Inhale to reach your left leg up and back. Exhale to your crescent lunge. Hug your feet towards one another, and with your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Reach past your fingertips here. Lifting through your back heel. Start to find a little bit of buoyancy in your right knee. And with your inhale, spring forward to one-legged Tadasana. Cross ankle over thigh, sit back and down to come into pigeon chair. As you flex your right foot, press your right knee out to the right and back behind you. Sit your butt back and down as you reach your heart forward and up. Lift your biceps a little bit higher towards your ears. And then with your next inhale, unwind one-legged Tadasana, arms overhead or hands to heart center. As you flex your right foot, heel to butt cheek, as you hinge forward, heart leads the way. And then press your right foot like you're stomping into the wall behind you. And then bend through your front knee and dismount into your crescent lunge. Lower your hands, take it back, downward facing dog. You can take an optional linking vinyasa here if and as you like. You can sip on some water, rest, hydrate, whatever you need. How's temperature? Do we need more fans? Are we good? What was that? More? Got you. Thanks, Diva. Come back to your downward facing dog. And have your strap close by on the left side of your mat, within reach. Inhale to reach your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, foot between the hands. And then lower your left foot down to that your left outer edge of your foot is parallel with the short edge of your mat. Inhale to come into your warrior two. Again, spread your stance, take as much space up as you need to here. And then bring your right elbow down to your right thigh. Reach your left hand down to find your left strap. And bring it behind your back. And from here, with your strap in your hand, lift your left hand overhead. Start to rotate your left hand back behind you. So towards the back wall, and then back towards the brick wall. Bend your left elbow and bring your left top of your hand to the outer right hip. With your right elbow, come to the inside of your right thigh again, and then reach underneath your right thigh and find the tail end of your strap. You want to have your hands as close together on the strap as possible here. And then once you find that connection, pull the strap apart and reach your heart forward and up. You can stay here, there's plenty to do, or start to press through your front heel to straighten your leg to come into a bound triangle. Shoulder blades up and back, reach your heart forward and up. Pull the strap apart. And then with your next exhale, release the strap. Bring your hands to frame your front foot, and then step your left foot forward to meet the right. Hands on your hips, and inhale to rise and stand. Whew. Binds are sneaky, right? Like there's a lot of engagement that comes into these binds. You don't have to move quickly to start to feel it. Are there any questions before we do the other side? Yeah. Yes. The goal is to really try to bring that shoulder up and back, because that's going to be what helps you find the stability of the back of your heart. So by using this bind, pulling the strap apart, you're finding the connection to that back of your heart in order to find stability here, to lean back into your heart, which can hold you up. Any other questions before we do the other side? All right. With your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. Move your strap over to the right side of your mat. And then plant your hands and step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale to reach your left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. Spin your back heel down. And with your right hand, grab the strap and bring it behind your back. I'm going to be demoing this with my back facing you this time so you can really see where the strap placement should be here. So as you reach your right fingertips overhead, turn your right palm towards your back foot and then back behind you. As you bend your right elbow, bring the top of your right hand to the left outer thigh. Your left elbow comes inside of the left thigh. Again, arm into leg, leg into arm. And reach your left fingertips underneath your left leg to find the strap. And if you take a peek at where my strap is, it's across my outer thigh. It's not flossing the cheeks, right? That's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of us. So keep that strap over on the the left outer thigh, and pull the strap apart. Shoulder blades up and back. And you press arm into leg, leg into arm to find stability through that left leg. You can stay here or press through your left heel to straighten your leg as you reach your heart forward and up for bound triangle. One more breath here. Hug your feet towards one another with your inhale. And as you exhale, press down through your feet. Reach your heart forward and up. Pull the strap apart. Exhale to release. Put the strap off to the side. Lift your back heel and then step your right foot forward to meet the left. And inhale to rise. All right. How are we feeling? Good? All right, we're going to work towards Bird of Paradise next. So we have options along the way, right? We just did that bound variation of extended side angle, and you can stay working that. That's a really great place to keep working the shoulder blades up and back. We did the bound triangle variation of straightening the leg, and the next variation will be starting to bring that foot forward and come into a balancing pose. So, options, you take what you need, leave what you don't. It's like Bird of Paradise is one of these poses I consider an endurance pose. Like, there's a lot that goes into it to get into it, and then a lot to get out of it. So you really have to pace yourself and your breath, and just know that, like, your breath will carry you through it. And we'll wobble, we'll fall out of it. It's part of the practice, and we'll see where it takes us, all right? Awesome. All right, coming to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. And from here, place both blocks outside of your right foot, off to the side on your mat. And then come to downward facing dog with those blocks just off to the side there. And have your blocks stacked on their lowest height, right on the outer edge of your mat here. Inhale to reach your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your right foot next to the blocks. And with your strap over towards the left side of your mat, lower your left heel down and start to come into that extended side angle variation. So, reaching your left fingertips up overhead, right elbow to the right inner thigh. Turn your left palm back behind you and bring the top of your left palm to the outer right hip. Reach underneath with your right hand for the strap or your other hand and start to heel toe your back foot forward. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. And then step your left foot next to your right. Shift your weight over into your left foot and maybe bring your right foot up onto the blocks. You're like halfway there with the foot on the blocks. And then pull the strap apart, shoulder blades up and back, root down through your left heel. And just like we were pressing your head back into your hands, like a headrest, press your head back like you're pressing into a headrest to lift up towards Bird of Paradise. Root down through your standing heel, reach up through the crown of your head. You might stay here, or maybe you press your right heel out to the side. Whew. And then when you're ready, lower your right foot down onto the blocks. Put the strap off to the side and come to stand in Tadasana. Woo. Endurance pose, right? There's a lot that goes into it. Questions, comments, concerns, conundrums. How did it feel? Good? Wobbly? Yeah? One of the keys to help finding stability here is really pressing the arm that's bound back into the leg, because that's where the stability is. It's in your hips. Pressing leg back into arm is what helps you to stand up. Pressing head back into that boundary behind you, that imaginary boundary, helps you to lift, to find the stability. Other side? All right. Put the blocks over towards the left side of your mat this time, stacked. Strap over on the right side. And come to your downward facing dog. Inhale to reach your left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. Spin your back heel down. And with your right hand, find your strap and place it behind your back. Reach your right fingertips overhead. Rotate your right palm towards the back of the room and then towards the wall with the staircase. Bend your right elbow. Bring the top of your right hand to the outer left hip. Left elbow inside the left thigh. Reach underneath the thigh for the strap. The least amount of space possible in between your hands here. And then maybe as you pull your strap apart, heel toe your back foot forward. And then maybe you can step your right foot next to your left. Pull the strap apart, shoulder blades up and back. Shift your weight over into your right foot and maybe step your left foot up onto the blocks. You might stay here working that action, pulling the strap or hands apart, shoulder blades up and back. Or maybe from the center back of your skull, press back into that headrest to rise. Root down through your right heel to reach up through the crown of your head. Maybe you extend your left leg long. And then when you're ready, slowly lower down onto the blocks. Release the bind and come to Tadasana. Nice, y'all. These look great. Bird of paradise. It's that metaphor of like everything happening all at once. It's kind of what bird of paradise feels like. You're balancing, you've got a deep hip opener, you got a bind, and you're breathing too, right? Yeah, of course. All right, come to stand at the top of your mat. And heel toe your feet wider, turn the toes out, and then sit your butt back and down to come into Malasana. Take a couple breaths here, pressing out through your outer arms into your inner thighs, shoulder blades up and back. And then go ahead and find a seat here. And as you come to your seat, you can slowly bring your hands back behind you. Have your knees bent, feet on the floor. As your fingertips reach either towards your heels or out to the side, roll your shoulder blades up and back to reach the heart forward. Shift your hips towards your heels, and then with your next inhale, press down through your heels and lift your hips to come into a reverse table. You can stay here. You might extend one leg, bringing your heel onto the earth, and then maybe extend the other leg, heel on the earth, maybe both heels on the earth, press down through the heels, lift the heart, and then exhale to lower down. Find your blocks here. You're gonna place one block at its highest height, One block on its medium height in front of it, coming into a heart bench as a good counterpose to all of that shoulder stuff that we were doing. And then have your hips in line with your blocks as you lower slowly, bringing that block on its medium height to the center of your shoulder blades and your upper back. And you can use your hands to bring the block on its highest height to the center back of your skull. Bring your arms out long on either side of you, palms face up. And you can either keep your knees bent, feet on the floor, or you can extend your legs long. If you want more big if, you can always lower the block underneath your head a notch to its middle height. If you've got any low back stuff, you can always keep your knees bent, feet on the floor here. But find your breath here. Notice how it feels, where you feel it. After your next exhale, prop yourself up onto your forearms just to to lift yourself up, to remove the blocks out from under you and lay right back down. Find your massage balls and take them out from their tote. And you're going to place the massage balls right at this top of your trapezius muscles, the top of your shoulders, right on either side of your spine as you lay down onto your mat. Once you're here, if this feels like a lot, you can always come against the wall and do this standing for a little bit more of control of how much pressure you have here. If you want more, big if, you can bring a block on its lowest height underneath your hips in like a supported bridge to give yourself a little extra pressure. And the key with this myofascial release that we're doing here is to ensure that you're still breathing fully and deeply. If at any point during this your breath starts to catch, then you know you need to back out and really work the edges of that intense spot that you found where you can still breathe fully and deeply. From here, reach your arms up towards the ceiling and start to sway a little bit side to side like seagrass. Noticing what shows up where, illuminating those deepest, darkest corners of the body where we hold tension. The next time that you come through center, pause there. Lower your hands down, and if you're on a block, you're going to have to move it with you as you shift yourself a little bit north on your mat to roll the massage balls south a couple inches down your spine, down your back. So just moving those massage balls more towards the center of your shoulder blades. Same thing, reach your arms up overhead and start to sway side to side. Breathing fully and deeply here. Releasing tension in whatever ways feel best with deep sighs. Oh my goodnesses, holy shits are all welcome, especially as we get into these really tense, tight places in the upper back. The next time that you come through center, pause there. We're going to hit one more spot. Bring your arms down on either side of you. Shift your body north to bring the massage balls a couple inches south. So now you're like right at the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. And once you get to this place at the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, being on a block might actually make it less intense. So if you remove the block, it might make it more intense. Just depends on what you feel like you need, what you want here. Reach your arms up overhead. Maybe you cross your right arm over your left. Sides, left arm over the right this time. And same thing, rocking side to side, giving yourself as you breathe. And this ultimate PLC, releasing tension fully. And from here, release the arms on either side of you. We're going to take the exit route the same way we came in, starting to shift your hips towards your heels and inchworming your way back south to roll the massage balls north until they come into the tops of your shoulders, right into your traps here, and when they just kind of catch there. So once they catch in your trapezius muscles here just below your neck, stay here. Arms come down on either side of you, root down through your heels, feet are hips width distance apart, and with your next exhale, press down through your heels to lift your hips, to come into bridge, maybe. You can stay here, or maybe you reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead towards the back of the room as you press down through your heels to wedge those massage balls nice and deep into that nook and cranny that holds so much tension. And breathe fully and exhale to release. Take those massage balls out from under you and put them off to the side. And take a moment here on your back to notice a difference, if any. You can tote those massage balls or just put them on a blanket next to you so they don't roll away. Hug your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a hug. And then roll yourself all the way up to a seat here. You might want to find a blanket and sit on the very edge of your blanket here. I'll do it this way so you can see. With your legs extended long out in front of you. And by sitting on the edge of the blanket helps to tilt the pelvis forward a little bit here. So if those of us who have tight hamstrings, me included, this is the way we tend to sit with the legs extended. So this just gives you a little extra assistance to help keep a nice long spine. Then find your strap here. For one more bind, you're going to bring your strap around your big toe ball mounds. Roll your shoulders up and back as you root down through your heels, root down through your sit bones, and reach up through the crown of your head. For this bound staff pose, tuck your ribs back, shoulder blades up and back, throat back, and feel that feedback of the strap and your feet. And then with your next exhale, bend your elbows, lead with your heart as you fold into yourself. You'll get to a point where you can't hinge at the hips any further, and then at that point, you can either stay with the strap or you can release it and settle into your upper back. There's no goal for reaching toes or heels. The goal is to really breathe into the back body here, your hamstrings. Really use your breath as a guide here. As you inhale, maybe you come about an inch or two out of the fold, and exhale to dive back in, following your breath, noticing how as you use your breath as a guide, you might find millimeters, centimeters, inches of more space in your fold. With your next inhale, slowly rise back up to a seat. And from here, come to sit in Sukhasana, easy pose. With your knees bent in cross-legged position. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, root down through your sit bones, reach up through the crown of your head. And with your exhale, bring your left hand to your right outer thigh and your right hand back behind you for a twist. As you root through your sit bones, reach up through the crown of your head with your inhale. And as you exhale, you can twist your right rib to the left. Excuse me, your left rib to the right. Inhale to unwind, reach your fingertips up overhead. Exhale to the opposite side. You can use that back hand as a kickstand, rolling your left shoulder up and back as you breathe. Inhale to unwind, reach up, stretch up. Exhale to release the hands and come to lie on your back. Have your heads facing towards the front of the room, feet facing towards the back of the room. As you come to lay on your back, hug your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a nice big hug. You can stay here or you can take happy baby. Bringing your knees wide and your hands come to your inner thighs, ankles, or outer feet. As you shift side to side, noticing how you feel, where you feel it. And then when you're ready, extend your legs long as you make your way towards rest Shavasana. Feel free to take any restorative poses that you know and love in your practice, like rolling up a blanket under your knees, blocks on your outer thighs. Let your breath be soft. Let your eyes be soft. For each breath that you take helps you to feel heavier and grounded into the earth beneath you. And the heavier that you feel, the more spacious you might just become. And take a slow, deep inhale in. And an exhale to let it all go. Take another deep breath in and down. Let it fill you up completely. And an exhale to let it go. You can slowly start to awaken the body in the ways that feel sweet and gentle, like wiggling your toes, brushing your thumb across your other forefingers, tilting your head from one side to the other. Moving gently and slowly. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the earth. And with your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead for a nice good morning stretch. And sigh it out. Rolling over to your favorite side, coil into yourself. pausing here for a moment as you come home to your breath. Noticing a difference, if any, in your breath, your mind, your body. With the arm that's draped over you, gently press your way up into a comfortable seat. With your eyes softly closed or softly open as you bring your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, the simple yet sincere gesture of self-reverence that honors the heart of the true teacher that resides in each of you. With your breath, not my voice, take another nice deep inhale in. And exhale to let it go. I invite you to join me in the sound of Om to close out our practice together. Feel free to join in or to just bathe in the sound. Breathe for Om. Gently bow your head to your hands or bring your hands to your head as you bow to the divine that is within you, that is within each other, and the divine all around you. I bow to each of you. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing around with some fun poses. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, conundrums, I'm always happy to chat after class. Otherwise, I'll see you around. I'm on the waterfront on Thursdays during the summer, so if you want a little hot yoga al fresco, that's where you'll find me. Otherwise, I teach basics here on Thursdays the rest of the year. And I'm subbing for Mariel tomorrow again for intermediate at 6:30. So if you like this and want to push it a little further, we'll do that tomorrow. See you soon. Thanks for coming.